Oh, so many Mustangs and so little time to drive them. That's right, I'm here in LA, and this is the 2015 Ford Mustang. We've got both the EcoBoost 4-cylinder and of course the GT, and I bet you know what's coming up next. But before you do that, check out our new sponsor, American Muscle. They'll be the first to have aftermarket parts for all these cars. Check them out by clicking below, and stay tuned for a first drive TFL car review of what is probably the most, no, make that the most iconic American car. New for 2015 is a brand new 4-cylinder EcoBoost twin turbocharged Mustang that you can tell is different from this 5-liter because it doesn't have these hood scoops. It puts out 310 horsepower and 320 pound-foot of torque. It also gets 32 mpg on the highway according to Ford. Now, you would think a 4-cylinder and a Mustang don't go together, but there was one in the 80s Mustang which was woefully underpowered. This is a completely different story. I'll let you decide. Listen to it. First time behind the wheel of the 2015 Ford Mustang, and we've got the EcoBoost, and next to me is Carl Boer with KBV, but Carl has been doing this longer than I probably want to admit.
Yeah, it's 20 years last month. I hit my 20-year anniversary in this industry.
And he's been editor. What was your editor? What was that little publication people may have heard of?
I don't know, Ed something.
Ed something, yeah, you're editor of that. Yeah, Edmund something.
Yeah.
But the cool part about Carl is that he's also from Colorado originally, and he grew up as a huge muscle car fan. So we're going to take this car on Angel Crest Highway, which is probably one of the premier roads here in the LA area.
If you've got a sophisticated suspension and a capable handling vehicle, this is the road you want to be on.
I know you redid the rear suspension, but you also had to redo the front suspension.
Yeah, so basically on the front end, we ended up with a perimeter subframe double ball joint McPherson strut system. And we actually needed to go to that to match what's in the rear, which is a brand new integral link IRS system. So working together, those things have done a lot to the car, but one of the main things it's done is it's improved our ride quality while still actually having awesome steering and handling. So they're working together to give us everything we want in a Mustang and sort of more. And it also kind of allowed us to upsize the brakes. So we have bigger brakes on all 4 corners all the way around.
Now the downside of that, of course, is a little bit more weight, right?
Well, there is some weight added. We think we added weight in the right places, and that the car overall hits all what we wanted it to do, all the targets.
Ready to rock and roll.
Think I can get some wheel spin?
I believe you can. There you go. That was perfect. That would have been an ideal drag launch right there.
Oh my. Oh my, oh my. This is going to be quite the enjoyable ride. I like the power band on this turbo. It doesn't feel like you need to do a lot of rowing of gears to get the most out of it.
No, there's not too many turbos where you literally can treat the pedal like a volume knob and just tune it up and down without having to play with the clutch.
And you can really tell that this is an independent rear suspension, because unlike the old, well, like the old prehistoric setup, you can really feel the back end come around. On these nice tight corners. It feels really good.
And yet, if you're hitting a bump mid-corner, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't upset the car's dynamics.
Nope.
You don't get that wheel hop, right? That's always characteristic.
The car just basically went 21st century. It's very sophisticated now.
And I'm not having to shift. And of course you can get this in an automatic, but we chose the way that God intended us to drive, manual transmission.
Yep.
Oh, this is a much different car. Much different.
What do you think, Roman? Not too shabby, eh?
Not too shabby. The only thing I'm missing, and I'm going to be honest about this, is I can't wait to get into the 8.
Yes.
Because it does sound good, but it doesn't have that kind of guttural growl, right, that you want to get out of a...
No, what's going to be interesting about the 8, though, is of course it's going to have more weight on the front end.
So
this car feels extremely well balanced, so you will get more torque and power undeniably. 435, I believe, which is an excellent horsepower number for the what is now not even a specialized version of the Ford Mustang GT. It's just the GT engine now. That's going to be fabulous. Will that increased horsepower more than offset whatever compromises in handling that the car may or may not be suffering? We'll see how well the engineers can tune a V8 weight up front. But after having the 4-cylinder, we know they got this one right.
The interior of the 2015 Mustang is just much improved. Ford says that everything that looks like it's aluminum is aluminum, and much more tastefully done. Soft touch materials. In fact, a smaller steering wheel. And you still have that classic double binnacle that Mustang has always been known for. One of my least favorite features, though, is unfortunately still here. There are some cheap plastics, but overall, especially if you get these Recaro seats, you feel like you're in a car that, at least from an interior point of view, is punching above its weight class. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like we just drove the Hellcat and the Apache, which is the one below it, right? And if you're a real car guy, the Apache's the way to go, because that Hellcat is, of course, 707 horsepower, but it just overdrives the chassis.
Yeah, it's really too much engine for the car.
And this feels extremely well balanced. It feels just right for this car.
I could make an argument that this is the one to get, and I don't know if I'd have ever believed I'd have been saying the non-8-cylinder version of the Mustang is the one to get.
I know, that's crazy.
It's really impressive.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Yep.
Look at that, no plow. It just comes right around.
Yep.
That's the first time a Mustang has ever done that.
It starts at $24,425 for a V6, and I think it can go up to about $46,000 for like a loaded GT.
That's not bad.
Yeah, well, the idea, you know, Mustang, actually, we've always been about fast, fun, and affordable. And all that V6 I talked for under $25,000, it's, you know, it's 300 horsepower. Yeah. And all the other, the EcoBoost and the V8, they're even north of that. So, you know, we think it's a very affordable, attainable product, and it's Mustang. It's Mustang, which is putting a smile on your face.
And look at that, it is. And this is a big car. Let's face it, it's not a small car.
It gained some weight this year. You know, the sophistication of the independent rear did add weight to the car, but it was a worthwhile trade-off.
And that's all the fun she had, because we got a hybrid C-Max in front of us now. When will it hit the dealerships? When can people go?
It's going to be in the fall, which is really, you know, we're virtually in that season.
You know, we live in a great time. There's just a plethora of great American muscle cars, or maybe sports cars, to choose from. Which of the Mustangs is the better one? I would say that if you want to go for canyon carving and track time, go for the 4-cylinder. However, if you want to do burnouts, you got to go for the 5-liter. As always, this is Roman Micah reporting for the Fast Lane Car, and please check out American Muscle, our new sponsor, because they will have all sorts of aftermarket parts for this car to make it go even faster. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Ciao. This is a brand new 2015 Ford Mustang, but it's special, not just because it's orange, because it's the 5-liter, the one that puts out 435 horsepower. And coming up next, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take it for a ride. Oh yeah, I like that booming V8.